It's October 1st, 2013, and we are 12 hours into the federal government's shutdown. As agencies move to shutter services and furlough employees, among them are workers of the National Park Service. Now, overnight visitors camping in the nation's outdoor treasures, they will be given a tight deadline to leave. How will the exodus unfold? Join us right now is Dick Ring. He works with the National Park Trust, and he spent 35 years with the National Park Service. Dick, thank you so much for joining us.
Wendy, I'm glad to be here.
So, no small irony, today is the 123rd anniversary of Yosemite Park, and here we are shutting it down to some 275 million visitors who come to the national parks every year. Dick, how do you even begin to communicate with all of the people across all of this land that they need to start getting out?
Well, that's done at a local level by the local park superintendents and generally the park rangers that are assigned to each park. And it's a very meticulous job where you try and contact visitors where they are in the campgrounds, and we also try and track them down through the backcountry permit systems that we have in parks around the country. And it's just a steady job of trying to contact them and ask them to begin to leave the park.
I know you said some campers in the backcountry areas, they actually have gotten permits to go in. Not everybody has to have a permit to go into the parks, though, as I understand it. So how do you find people who might be scattered? Do you just have to sort of send people across the land looking for them? What happens if there's squatters who stay there past the deadline?
Well, the effort is to try and identify where they are and to make contact with them. So yes, a lot of times our rangers are sent out to run sweeps through areas where we're along trails and along routes that campers normally use, and to make contact with them and to get them moving towards leaving the park.
Inevitably, there could be stragglers. Many people have seen the movie 127 Hours, which features a guy who, in a very gruesome accident by himself while he was out hiking. What happens if someone is injured? You know, will there be personnel to go in and help get them out?
Well, once the parks are cleared and the facilities are put in mothballs, a caretaker staff is kept on duty. Those are deemed the essential personnel, and they do provide security and monitoring the park and the facilities. And usually, if someone's in trouble when the park's in full operation, a response is organized, and certainly if we find someone, the National Park Service finds someone is still in the park after the shutdown, they're going to make every attempt to contact them, and if they need assistance, they'll provide it.
Obviously, people who have traveled far and wide to try and come to these beautiful lands here in the United States find themselves, you know, with roads shut, doors shut, very unhappy. A lot of very strong online reaction we're seeing today, Dick. I mean, we saw Google with their homepage showing some images of national parks in their search engine. We're looking at Twitter right now. This is a hashtag Keep Parks Open mantra. There's the Google homepage right there I was just mentioning. But people really calling on Twitter, you know, to get these parks back open, to get in there. You know, they want to see these national treasures. I'm wondering, in the last shutdown, now you were overseeing the shutdown of the Everglades National Park during the 1990s when we had a government shutdown. What was your operational procedure there to clear that park?
It was as I described. We went to the campgrounds and the places that visitors normally frequent, and let them know the park was closing and they needed to leave. We also ran sweeps through the backcountry to find people out on the wilderness waterways and in Florida Bay to deliver the same message to them and get them moving towards leaving the park. But that happened right around the turn of the year, and New Year's and into January, which is one of the slowest seasons for many parks, but at Everglades it was peak season. So there was a lot of anger from visitors and from local businessmen and fishermen and fishing guides, everybody who used the park or made a living helping visitors enjoy the parks. And that was the hardest thing to deal with. There are over 280 million visits to national parks over the course of a year, the units of the National Park System rather, and they contribute close to $20 billion to the economy over the year. So it has quite an effect, not only on the enjoyment of the visitors, but on the local economies as well.
All right, Dick, thank you so much for sharing your perspective with us. I think I speak for a lot of people when I say I hope that this is all resolved soon and the parks are back open. In the meantime, sort of bittersweet happy birthday to Yosemite. Thanks for being with us.
You bet. Thanks, Wendy.
Yeah.